How's it going, everybody? It's the Shirtless Chef coming at you with the episode of How to Bake. So, let's roll the title. So, today we are making a king cake. This is a Mardi Gras tradition. I grew up in South Georgia and Florida around Mardi Gras traditions. So, this was the traditional cake that was served as a dessert. Kind of a cross between a bread and a cake, although it's technically neither. So, let's get started and make our cake. So, to start off, we're going to we've got 8 tablespoons, so an entire stick of butter that is melted / room temperature. We've got 3/4 of a cup of milk, 2 large eggs, plus 1 egg yolk, that was stupidity. I really need to put the dry ingredients in first. Have you paused it? Sorry for that minor mistake. I haven't baked in a while, so it's going to take me a second. But now in go our 2 whole eggs and 1 egg yolk. And our flour. There we go. That's a little bit better. Accidentally, when I first turned it on, had only liquid in it, and it was just sloshing. So and we're just adding this a little at a time. I've got a half-cup measure, and I'm not even filling the half-cup measure, so we're adding it very slowly. And make sure I got all of our liquid in. Now we're starting to get it done. That was the last of our flour. So now we're going to add those 3.5 cups of flour we're going to add 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. A 1/4 cup of dry milk, non-fat dry milk. One 1/4 teaspoon nutmeg, because I have to scrape most of it off the counter. You all have seen me do these videos. They're not always perfect. Nothing actually works the way it's supposed to. That's part of what makes this funny. But we are starting to get a dough. Now we've got one and a quarter teaspoons of salt. One-eighth of a teaspoon lemon oil. And 2.5 teaspoons of instant dry yeast. I'm going to finish letting that mix together. Now we can kind of speed it up and I don't want to move in the mixer. That looks pretty thoroughly mixed. Let me grab something and scrape down the sides. 1 second. Scrape down our paddle and the sides of the bowl. Now that's scraped down. Don't believe we have anything else to add to this at this point, so all we need to do is put a towel over it and wait for it to rise. So we will see you back when we finish that. We are back. Our dough has risen, and we are ready to make our filling. So our filling is going to be craisins and raisins and walnuts, 1/2 cup of nuts, and 1/2 cup of dried fruit. One 8-ounce package of cream cheese. Let me get this started. There's our cream cheese. There's our half a cup of nuts and half a cup of fruit. That's starting to come together. Now we're going to add half a cup of granulated sugar into our bowl. Let me shift this a little bit so you all can see the color. 1 large egg, room temperature. Half a cup of granulated sugar. And 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Smells really good. I'm just going to turn this off to scrape the bowl. Just waiting for it to completely combine. We're pretty much there at this point. And that is our filling. So, see you in another couple of minutes. Okay, so our dough has been rising in the oven/warmer. So now we are going to lay it out. I've got a piece of wax/parchment paper down on the counter, and we are going to dump our dough out onto it. I thought I was. It's a little bit sticky. It's actually pretty good. So that is our dough. You can see that. Nope, don't stop. And we are back, folks. This is our risen batter. So we are going to try and work this out to this length. This is a piece of regular parchment paper that we have laid out, and we are going to stretch out our dough. And I have floured the work surface. Probably should have floured my hands a little bit better, but this is a learning experience. May need a little bit more flour. Yeah, kind of by sight/feel. All we're really trying to do is work it out to this length. And we're doing all this by hand, pretty much. The only thing we've used as far as a machine has been the oven to let the dough rise and the stand mixer. I'm still trying to just slowly work it out. I'm trying to stretch it without breaking it. That's my big thing, is trying not to break the dough. As I pick it up and manage to break it. Try to get it a little bit more drawn out. I think that's still not big enough. Okay.
I'm going to use about half of it.
We've got our filling that will be using about half of this. Now I'm going to try and layer filling over to the side. All we're really trying to do is spread our filling out through our cake. That looks about right. There is our filling, and now I'm going to hand the spatula off screen. And we're just going to roll this onto itself. Our wax paper, or either our wax paper or our dough is not cooperating. So this is what's I think that's about right. I'm gonna grab my spatula and see if I can. Grab a little bit more flour because I think that may be part of my problem. Okay, it looks like we're good on this. So now it's going to go into our... Okay. It's going to have to sit and rise for an hour. So we will see you again in 1 hour. So we are back. Our dough has been rising. This is our odd dough log that we now have. If any of you can actually see that. Now we're going to try and get this into some form of a circle. That did terribly. We're going to attempt to salvage to turn it into some semblance of a circle. I think that kind of is the best we're going to get. We're going to take our egg wash and brush it over our weirdly shaped log. There we go. And now we are going to stick it straight into the oven for about an hour. So, we'll see you again in 1 hour. So our cake is now done. We're going to get it out of the oven and then going to have to cool. So we will be icing it tomorrow. But here is our this is our king cake. So we will see you tomorrow with the frosting. So we are back. This is about 12 hours later since you saw us. Well, yeah, about 12 hours since you saw us take it out. Since you saw us take it out of the oven. It's had time to cool. So now I'm going to show you how to put the baby into the cake. So we're going to basically just cut a little piece. Out of the cake. Now, the story on the baby is that whoever gets the baby has to make the next king cake, or has to bring the king cake for the next year. I believe there's something else about that it's supposed to bring you good luck, if I recall correctly. But we're going to try and cut our slab out. Well, I just lost it under the... Now we're just going to kind of reattach that. And now we're going to flip our cake over. So, now we're going to make our icing. So, at this point, what cat? We have two cups of confectioner sugar that has been split into 3 parts. So we've already made up some of our icing. This is the yellow, which kind of looks brown. And our purple that kind of looks red. Now we're going to make our green icing. So here's our sugar. And we're going to add food coloring. We've got green food coloring here. And we're just going to pour our vanilla extract into our icing. And the vanilla extract is going to kind of turn it brown. So it's going to kind of turn brown to begin with. It really turned almost a tan color. You can see that. I'm going to drop this camera down just slightly so you all can see the bowl. I figured since you could see the cake, it wasn't that big of an issue, but I realized you can't see the counter. We're going to add just a touch of green food coloring. It's a little more than I probably needed, but we'll make it work. And it's not really supposed to be a lime green, so it kind of works. But here is our green icing. I realize it looks very brown from where you're seeing it on the camera, but it is green. Now we're going to take our cake and frost it. So generally you frost segments, and that's what I'm going to attempt to do. But I don't know if I have enough to truly frost it as such. So we're just going to kind of drizzle over in lieu of that. That's one green segment. Here's a yellow segment. And it's going to take it a couple of minutes to set up. This doesn't necessarily have to be pretty. We're not looking for style points here. We're just looking to make it work. We're not baking professionals. And I think it's ultimately a little bit better if you do this kind of handmade. Now we're going to add some more of our green frosting. And we're just going to kind of work clockwise around our cake. I am probably doing this wrong, but at this point, this has been a long segment. And this is not going to be a triangular shape because I kind of messed up on the shaping of this, but we'll make it work. But there is our kind of messily decorated king cake. And to make this a little more festive, here are our Mardi Gras beads. So, for the Shirtless Chef, this has been how to bake a king cake. Have a great day.